Are you a woman in perimenopause, feeling greatly fatigued, having interrupted sleep, and higher anxiety levels? This is all down to your nervous system being dysregulated. So, I'm here today to discuss that with you and to give you a hierarchy of needs and a way of looking at your nervous system connected to your chakra system so that you have a better understanding of how to meet each level and each need so that you have a fully regulated system at all times. I will be running a course of online workshops throughout 2026 where we will be looking into regulating every step, every chakra, every need in your nervous system so that you can live in a regulated way. So, your nervous system is a bit like a traffic light. You have green, which is your rest and digest state. You have amber, which is where you're fluctuating between rest and digest and your fight or flight. So, amber really is where you may be feeling triggered by something or your boundaries have been overstepped and you've allowed it. You're not feeling very balanced and you're feeling a little uncomfortable within yourself. And then you have red, which is your fight or flight mode. So this is where you've shut down, you're feeling very overwhelmed, your anxiety has gone through the roof. Perhaps you're feeling internal numbness, poor sleep, and chronic fatigue. And this is where we're going to begin. This is your nervous system telling you that it needs safety. And it's also connected to your root chakra, which is located at the base of your spine. So look at your root chakra like the seed of safety. It's the seed of trying to grow a really beautiful, stable tree. So if you look at the a tree and how it grows, if the roots are not stable, if the roots are not balanced, then the tree will not grow in a beautiful, straight, and balanced way. So the root chakra gives you your sense of safety. So it's the seed of safety, your stability, it's your survival, and it's where all of your alignment comes from. So if the root chakra is not balanced, then you will not feel safe. Your nervous system will not feel safe. And that will throw the whole rest of your system out of kilter. So we have to begin with the root chakra in order to be able to move up the steps, move up the chakras, and really find that alignment and balance and the regulation that we so crave as women in perimenopause. I am running a free root chakra online workshop on the 15th of February at 10 a.m. GMT. I'll put the links into the description of this video. Please do join if you want to learn more about this. So the root chakra is the body message of I'm not safe enough to rest, create, or think clearly. So, have you noticed that perhaps your mind is racing, you have brain fog, you can't think clearly? This is why, because when your nervous system doesn't feel safe, it's constantly scanning for danger, it's constantly scanning for threat. And this happens in perimenopause because when your hormones begin to fluctuate, your masks begin to slip. You know, those things that always worked for you your whole life, they now suddenly no longer work. Your tried and tested systems and ways of doing things in life don't work anymore. And those things all together tell your nervous system that you are not safe. So there you are. The grounding foundation, the seed of safety has been destroyed. So everything will fall after it, your emotional regulation. So you'll have mood swings and all things like that. You know, your internal dialogue may become negative. All of those things that you notice or are beginning to notice in your perimenopause journey, this is all stemming from your root chakra. So, in times that you don't feel safe, or you feel like everything is crumbling around you, a really good practice that's simple, to regain a little bit of a sense of safety is number one, to orient yourself to your surroundings. So when I say orient yourself to your surroundings, I mean to really look around the room that you're in or wherever you are, just really look around at your environment and choose three things that you like the look of. So, for an example, it could be a plant, it could be a picture, it could be the texture of a carpet or curtains or the seat that you're sitting on, and really focus on that. If you're looking at a plant, then notice its color, notice the texture of its leaves, notice the shape of the leaves. If it's the fabric of the chair that you're sitting on, feel the fabric of the chair. Notice the weight of your body on that chair, how held and supported you are by the chair that you're on. If you're standing, you can press your feet into the ground and just feel the sensation of your feet meeting the ground and the ground meeting your feet. For your nervous system, it's always best, if you're trying to calm your nervous system, it's always best to extend your exhale. So if you breathe into a count of 5, breathe out to a count of 10. The extended exhale tells your nervous system that you are safe. It brings calmness. And it also brings a sense of a release of the tension. So the anxiety that builds, you can release that tension by inhaling for 5, exhaling for 10. So those are some grounding practices that you can implement into your life. And it really helps you to ground into your root chakra. And it will help you to begin to rebuild your sense of safety. And the root chakra will bring about an ability to move up to the other chakras, the other levels, to create a regulated nervous system. So your root chakra is really the red on your traffic light. It's telling you to stop. It's telling you to realign yourself and to find that seed of safety and the balance that that brings with you. The amber of your traffic lights and moving up your body into your sacral and your solar plexus chakras. So those are located in the lower belly, just up to just behind the belly button. And these chakras, this feeling in your nervous system will be, you'll be able to mobilize. So you'll be able to get about and do things that you usually do, but you will feel triggered and you'll feel very unsettled. So some symptoms in perimenopause that is your body telling you that you're in this state is you'll be overthinking, have racing mind, become very irritable, feel wired. So you won't be able to switch off at night, even though you're very tired. You won't be able to switch off and go to sleep. Or you may wake up during the night at, say, 3 a.m. and have an inability to go back to sleep. So that's your amber. And looking at your sacral and your solar plexus chakras, now this is where your emotional flow comes from. So these chakras and this stage of your nervous system is really the part where you're having the mood swings, you're not able to regulate your mood. You're up and down like a yo-yo. You're on that roller coaster, where 1 minute you're happy, then you're like, oh, stop, people irritate you, situations irritate you. This is where you'll notice that your masks are disappearing. And I am holding a workshop about this online on the 26th of April. Again, all the links will be in the description of this video. So your body will be saying to you, I'm trying to manage everything to feel safe. So this stage of your nervous system or your chakra system can never be balanced if you haven't already balanced your root chakra. So here, a way of trying to balance your sacral and solar plexus chakras, looking at them as your emotional flow, the prana in your body, the life force, your ability to do. So your solar plexus is all about control and your self-worth. And your sacral chakra is about your sense of belonging, still with that sense of trying to feel safe. So look at this as your tree beginning to grow. If you've placed the stable, balanced roots, your tree has sprouted, it's beginning to grow up. And a very simple practice that you can put into place alongside your root chakra practices is to have an equal breath sequence. So it's called box breathing. And it works really, really well to bring a sense of calm, a sense of self-worth, and a sense of safety. So let's try it together. So if you're seated, bring your eyes down. If you feel comfortable to close your eyes completely, then please do so. And you're breathing through your nose. So just bring full attention to your breath and notice, how does your breath feel as you breathe in and your breath enters your body? Feel the coolness around your nose. Notice your breath moving down through your body. And fully exhale all the air out. Now we're going to come into the pattern, the box breathing. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold your breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold your breath out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is the box breathing technique. Now, I recommend doing this for 2 to 3 minutes. Really slow down your breath. You don't have to count to 5. You could count to higher numbers. Or if 5 is too challenging, you can count to lower numbers, as long as each cycle is the same number. So you're always breathing in, holding in, exhaling, and holding out for the same count. So that is a grounding, calming, and a breath to bring presence and focuses on your sacral and solar plexus channel, which is your emotional flow. And then once you have worked with that for a while, you can begin to move up towards your heart and throat chakras. So the heart is at the center of your chest. This is your heart space, and your throat chakra is at the base of your neck. Now, this is your connection to your self-compassion, compassion for others, and it's the connection to the world around you as well. So it's the ember of truth. Your heart is the burning light that warms your whole chakra system, that warms your whole nervous system regulation and its ability. So we're looking here at your boundaries. How well do you keep your boundaries, both with yourself and those around you? Um, we're looking at increasing your self-worth here. And we're looking at your ability to communicate clearly and with compassion, both internally and externally. So, a way to look at this, bringing back your clarity of thinking, because that's what it will do. It will bring your clarity of thinking. It will bring your clarity in what you're doing and your creativeness. And you'll become more emotionally resilient. So if you work with your heart center space and your communication, you really start to notice the changes in emotional resilience and your creative side and your clarity in thinking, which is always helps in perimenopause because it's very, very easy to go into your brain and completely lose touch with the felt sense of your body. So really the body message from these two chakras is I am safe enough to be myself. And how safe do you feel to be yourself? It's something that can be a struggle, especially if your masks have slipped, especially if your tried and tested systems no longer work. And perimenopause is really just the ending of one version of you and the beginning of a brand new version of you. So, these series of workshops that I'll be holding this year is really to help you to become reborn, growing a new tree from a stable foundation. So, a beautiful practice that you can do here is releasing your neck and jaw. So anything like neck rolls, please do them carefully because the neck is very gentle. So you'd roll in one direction 5 or 6 times and then change direction and roll back again, same amount of times, 5 or 6 times. Bring your attention to your jaw area. Are you clenching your jaw? You may well be doing that without noticing. So really notice that. Notice the tongue in your mouth. Are you pushing it continually up against the roof of your mouth? Quite a lot of ladies do that, that I've worked with in my one-to-one coaching programs. So the heart and throat chakras, particularly the throats, are also connected to your vagus nerve, which runs through your entire nervous system, runs from the back of your throat all the way through your body to the tips of your toes, and it connects with every single organ in your body. So connecting with your vagus nerve really, really quickly calms your nervous system. And a great way to do this is to gently hum to yourself. So any vibration in the throat, but gently humming for me actually is quite revolutionary. It really does increase your mood, makes you feel happier. And also, it balances my emotions. So if I feel triggered in a situation or I'm feeling uneasy, if I walk around for 5 or 10 minutes and just hum to myself, then you'll find that slips away. So give that a go. And the workshop for the heart and throat chakras are on the 28th of June online. Again, please look into the description of this video if you'd like to book that for yourself. And finally, the third eye, which is right here, and your crown chakra, which is located at the top of your head. So these are your wisdom. So if you'll come back thinking to the tree that you're growing, the third eye and the crown chakra, this is where your blossoms come from. So you've grown this beautiful tree and now you are flowering into your wisdom and you're coming into your clarity and really connecting to your intuition and the wisdom that life has already given you, that you felt was lost, but it's still there. So here you would best connect to these two chakras with a meditation. And I recommend a meditation of at least 5 minutes a day. So you can meditate on your breath if your mind wanders. You can meditate just on noticing your breath entering and leaving your body. And you can begin to feel the connection. If you bring your awareness to the roof or the top of your head, you can really begin to feel the connection between yourself, your wisdom, your intuition, and the universe around you. And I'm holding a workshop for precisely that topic on the 4th of October at 10 a.m. online. So that's the basics of your chakra system, your nervous system as a light, traffic light system, so you've gone to green in your heart, in your throat, in your third eye, in your crown. Those are your green rest and digest states. It's where you feel happy, you feel grounded, you feel balanced, and you begin to feel like yourself again. Your symptoms will lessen, you'll sleep better, you'll be less anxious, and you will have less fatigue, particularly if you work on your boundaries, which I know is an issue for a lot of ladies. I will be dropping some more videos here over the next couple of weeks, showing precise mini series of practices for each chakra and each level of your nervous system. So please do look out for those. If you'd like to book onto the free workshop, building your sense of safety by sowing your seed of safety, beginning to grow your tree just the way you want it, then please do book yourself onto that. It's on the 15th of February, 10 o'clock GMT, and it's online. Everybody is welcome. And thank you for listening. And please do look out for my practices coming shortly. Thank you.